friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I know that a lot of you probably haven't gone through and read the Q&A, which makes sense. There's not a lot to go through, and so far they haven't actually spent a lot of time going through and answering some of the follow-up questions that a lot of people have posted and tried to get ready for. But one of the questions that was asked was, is there any love for the First Order? And the short answer is, yeah, absolutely. Now, this is no surprise to anyone, right? With Star Wars Episode 9 coming about in less than, at the making of this, like 50 days, I think, we're bound to get quite a bit of sequel trilogy love. And what I want to do is I want to talk about who we could be getting from the First Order as far as this game goes. Now, I gotta point out that if you've to even start at looking at what we get from the First Order, we really have to look at what we have in the Resistance, right? Because we can compare and contrast, and we can make a pretty accurate guess based on what we see in the Resistance. Now, there's a lot of fluff here. We've got Finn, we've got who's solid, we've got Rey Jedi Training, Scavenger Rey's good, Resistance Trooper, Resistance Pilot are all solid. R2, C-3PO, and BB-8. Those are your main baddies, the best characters. And of course, Rose. Just kidding. Holdo. Sorry, that slip of the tongue. But look at most of the characters that are the best. C-3PO, BB-8, R2-D2, and Rey Jedi Training. 3 of those characters come from either legendary events or journey event style characters. And if I remember correctly, BB-8 also comes from so all of those characters are either legendary or journey style. And then compare that over to the First Order. The First Order still remains okay. They're not great. They're not phenomenal. They're better than the backup team that is the Resistance B Squad. They are, right? But if you look at this, the First Order roster reads like a free-to-play guide to the First Order because it is. All of these characters are farmable, and they're farmable on nodes and have been farmable in areas of the game for a pretty long time since the First Order was essentially introduced. Many of them, not all of them, of course. And I gotta say, one of the highlights, one of the things that makes me interested in this, in what's coming up, is the fact that we don't have any legendary events, any hero's journey events, or anything, really. And my thought here is, with some of the adjustments they've made in the past for players to get Resistance characters, part of me thinks that there's going to be a legendary event coming up that you will have to be able to use the Resistance to unlock. Now, they're going to throw some other things coming at you in the next couple of months, mainly Marquees. One of the questions in the Q&A was, WTF all the Marquees in 2019? You had a bunch. You relied heavily on Marquees in 2018. Then you overcorrected in 2019, and it was just legendaries. Which, if you were ready for them, great. If not, yeah, And so the question arose, like, are we going to be getting Marquees? Are we getting any other type of event? And the response was yes. And it kind of had a few different responses here. It says, first, we have Marquees coming. He's like, and I think I mentioned this in the last Q&A, and he did. This year isn't done. We still have 2 more months. Now, the road ahead isn't supposed to be coming until like mid-November. And if it's anything like previous years, we'll get somewhere around December 1st, right? I'm hoping for mid-November. December 1st, I won't be shocked. As long as it comes within the next 2 months, I'll be happy, really. The main point here is there are Marquees coming. This year's not over. If Clone Wars content is heading out with the light side territory battle, which is set to launch any day now. I mean, it should be introduced probably sometime this week, if not next, at the very latest. What I have to wonder is what Marquees are coming for the First Order. Now, I do think it's possible that what we're likely to get here is straight troopers, is introduce a series of clones, not clones, a series of first order troopers that people could actually like. And I think their mechanics are going to be simple while at the same time awesome. Now, in my mind, any first order combination, connection, any first order trooper lifestyle group is going to work together very similar to the Imperial troopers, or very similar to the clone troopers that we have. Now, if you look at it, we already have first order executioner, first order stormtrooper, and the TIE pilots. You don't have a lot, but there are a ton of other characters. There are a ton of other first order troopers there. One is the heavy trooper, the dude with the big, PVC pipe nozzle that lays down suppressive fire. Now, we've seen types of this trooper in the game already, not necessarily first order, but it would definitely make sense to see that, and it wouldn't be too difficult. The other trooper, and I think this would be awesome because this mechanic is already in the game, and I think it would make a first order team that much more viable, and that is the flame trooper. Having a flame trooper, a guy with a flamethrower, would be cool. We did see him in episode 7 when he's burning down villages and just killing the innocent. Whether you call him innocent, they chose his side. He killed the innocent. Well, let's face it. It would be awesome to see that, right? To see that to see it in action. I just think it'd be sweet. But then additionally, finally, we could see the snow trooper, but my hope would be the riot trooper. This is the one that takes Finn on in, episode 7, and it's the riot control baton. He's it's kind of like the first order executioner, but different in some important ways. And so he'd definitely be like a taunting tank, but maybe someone who could deflect, someone who could reflect. I don't know. There's a lot of potential with troopers here that I'm really excited for. Not to mention Hux and Snoke, right? Hux is going to get a capital ship. Snoke is going to get, badassery. I don't know what they're going to get, but they're definitely going to be really interesting. And don't be surprised if those stormtroopers or if those other characters come in the form of marquee characters. Resistance characters, or the Resistance team, is fairly built out in comparison, so I'm not sure who they would add yet. But I'm not ruling anything out. I do think that we're going to get a lot of First Order love, or I'm hoping that we get a lot of First Order love in the coming weeks. That being said, guys, in the links below, let me know what you guys think. Respond, share this video, and really tell me what your thoughts are. Are you excited for First Order love? Whether you love the movies or not, let's face it, guys, if you're still playing the game, you got to know that the First Order team needs some love. Now, leave those comments in the section below. Check out my links where you can actually try an Audible subscription for 1 month. You get 2 free Audible books, not to mention 3 other books. All of those years, if you just sign up for a month, cancel within a month, you help out the channel. It's wonderful. You can also get a link to the newest book, Resistance Reborn, and it is kind of essential reading if you are going to go to see episode 9. Check out my review of this book in the link below, or in the little section below somewhere. It's on my page. That being said, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think. Chat me up. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.